Check, check. One, two, three. Are we good? I think we are good. Though my streaming software has crap its pants. Um, Verifying. I think it's fine. I think we are live. Kind of. Yep, we are live. The internet just sucks. Never mind. Cool. Everyone, say hi if you are in the chat, expecting a reply. Also, yes, we gave in and we finally uh, greened out our green screen. So now you will see me at the, yeah, cool. I'm going to drop a message in the community, just letting everyone know that we are live. Okay, see you all on YouTube. And cool. Everyone who got messages, you're welcome. Cool. So we're gonna start at a few places. First of all, I'm gonna open up my Obsidian as usual. There are a few things that we need to take care of. I have the live stream here. I'm just gonna monitor it very quickly. We have a few people in the chat. I'm gonna give me a second, guys. Getting to you guys. What I'm gonna do is I'm also gonna drop the link to our community. So you guys can join our community, and yeah, we will talk about that more later on. So paste, and that's the link for our community. I'll keep on pasting them again and again. Also, it feels like for some people, the position of my face is not optimal. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move myself to the top right here. Well, according to you guys, wherever I am right now, because I believe the YouTube player does not like it when you are in a minimized manner. So yeah, hopefully all is good. And let's just start. We have 10 people already. That's good. Also, do you know everyone? You can just start saying hi or whatever. Today we are doing things a bit differently. Right now at the moment we have, if I could check very quickly, let's just see how many subscribers do we have. Okay. Hey, Asta, hey, hi. Krisha said hi. Tomat said hi. Ned Stark said hi. Something I have no idea what characters those are. That looks like Japanese. I cannot read Japanese, but hi to you as well. Cool. Oh, someone just stole my meme. if if you are in both the communities, you know what I'm talking about. Someone, Pawan, I see you there. You stole my meme. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so right now we are at like 1.59K subscribers. Now, if I want to actually look at the actual number, it's 1592 subscribers. Now, for every subscriber that we get, I have one second, I can't see the live right now. Give me a second. A bit disoriented today. But for every subscriber that we get, I'm gonna eat a chocolate from this. There's literally no benefit to you guys. All you get to do is, see me eat chocolates. So yeah, that's it. That's literally it. 100% battery is still plugged in. Good noticing that. The thing is, MacBook directly right now is taking power from a power adapter. It doesn't use the battery, so it's completely fine. I hope that answers your question. Cool. We'll be eating chocolates today. We have our trusty Mountain Dew as well as 5-star, cause why not? Cool. Okay, we're gonna start from the start. A lot of things happened. The first and foremost is our WhatsApp community. Now I'm gonna go into the reasoning as to why we decided to go for our WhatsApp community and why not Discord. A lot of people were asking me, hey, Aman, why can't we just use Discord? Discord has more features. Yes, I hear you, Jay. Also, Jay, our newest community admin. We'll go ahead into introduction. I'm getting a bit ahead of myself. I seriously have ADHD, but let's just get back. So initially for the original OGs who has been on this, who has been a subscriber of Estudely, has been in the community since the last 2, 3 years, know that initially we started out with our community on Telegram. Now on Telegram we had like what 230-ish subscribers, and we used to. It wasn't a community that was focused on YouTube, but it was more a community that was focused on. Also, wait, I'm just talking. I'll move my yeah. Okay, YouTube chatting. Yeah, I know the shading is very weird. I am gonna disable my filter for this one. Yeah, I know a lot of people are gonna hate it, but hey, whatever. Let's just remove it. Okay, cool. This is more natural, guys. Whatever. So, as I was saying, yeah, what was happening is we had a community on Telegram. It was more focused towards, applications and app suggestions, and it was less about the YouTube community specifically, but it was more about that. And what I used to do is every single day we would have Android apps, iOS apps. We would be more focused towards security and privacy, and that was the whole gist of it. After a while, after I got like a proper job and everything, the community, I couldn't give more time to community, and that's what happened to YouTube as well. And I wasn't that active, and the community just died down. Not died down, but it was just very inactive. It went dormant, and for a really, really, really long time, there was no messages in the channel. There was also a group as well. So, channel once again is a one-way communication from me to you guys, and then a group where we used to discuss everything. It was fun. It was very insightful. A lot of people kept on joining there. Um, didn't really work out in the long run. Then we, during the Among Us times, we also had a community on Discord. And what actually happened is Telegram and Discord communities were kind of existing in the same space. And we had a few matrix bots. So what would happen is whatever you write in Telegram would show up on Discord and so on and so forth. Another failed attempt. I wouldn't call it a failed attempt exactly because on Discord we had like a lot of music and all of that stuff. We had like separate groups and voice channels and all. Didn't really work out because I was lacking moderators and I didn't have someone to, you know, get together and like, be the admin while I'm in, like I disappear for a really long time, a lot of times. And I need someone to take care of that community. I couldn't find that person, someone I can trust enough to uphold the values, right? Now, now is the time because now since we are doing this, live session, this is like what the fourth or fifth live session that is happening. We have found kind of a rhythm. I've personally found a rhythm with like my work and everything that it felt like a good time to start a community. A lot of people suggested Discord. The issue with Discord is not a lot of people use it. And I know my community is filled with a lot of teenagers and a lot of young adults who have experience with technology, who are already using Discord, but it wasn't supposed to be that. It was supposed to be open to everyone, and I cannot really ask someone who's elder to me or someone, who's like 30 plus who can, hey, why don't you install Discord? Not everyone has Discord on their phone. It doesn't make sense. Also, it wouldn't be a good medium to announce something like a channel media. Telegram was an option. Opening up Telegram was an option. Didn't really take because, well, I don't think people have Telegram installed on their phone. And so we ended up with WhatsApp. That's the whole gist. So if anyone ever asks me, I'm going to take a screen cut of this specific part and I'm going to send it to them like a 10-minute rant on why we have a community on WhatsApp. If you're new here, we have a community on WhatsApp. The link is somewhere in the chat. Please look for it. Join our community. We have different groups. We also are planning to we already have a separate group for troubleshooting and programming. So if someone has any issues, you can just ping there and someone will show up. Now, moderators, in terms of moderators, I'm still looking for more moderators to like actually manage. So if someone is still up for that job, let me know. At the moment, I have two community admins, two of like really good friends. So first one is DA. They has experience managing Discord servers. It was him actually who wanted something more complex than WhatsApp community. But DA has agreed to help us out. So DI will be the one who's managing mostly the WhatsApp community here and there. Another one is Krisha. Krisha also is going to be managing the WhatsApp community as well. She is more into, I believe, her role at the moment is more into figuring out, how the community is going to work, like, adding descriptions and, innovative stuff. So those are the two people who I have entrusted at the moment to mostly handle everything. And yeah, that's basically it. So yeah, if anyone wants to be a moderator, let me know. Also, you guys could not stop requesting the moderator group. Like, stop. You're not supposed to be there. It's not for everyone. It's only for moderators to actually manage the content. At a certain point, the community is going to have a lot of spam messages, a lot of people advertising and everything. It's okay if you are advertising your own thing. I don't mind. But spam messages, that's why we have admins to, just, yeah, nuke them. At a certain point, we might also do a game group. We'll see. Nothing at the moment. It's just been a few days. So yeah, that's the community. That should be all it. And if anyone has any questions, let me know. Okay, now okay. What about Linux series and what we prepare on our system? We'll talk about that. Let's start. Today's live is about that. Don't worry. Going back into recording mode. Let's start with the start. So WhatsApp community. It's done. That topic is handled. WhatsApp community done. You know, cool. If anyone has any questions, please just drop a text in the chat. And I'm pretty sure I don't think DI is watching right now, but I'm pretty sure Krisha is. So Krisha would be more than happy to like answer your questions. So yeah, cool. Okay, well let's check. Uh, yeah, cool. Let's look at the second thing, which is the Calendar Dude Pro. Now, if you do not follow me on Instagram, which you should, uh, I have created this new venture, which I promised everyone that I'll explain. So this is where the Instagram clip starts. So calendardude.pro, once again, is a very innovative kind of an idea that I've come up with. It's my new venture. It's like my new company, if you want to call it, and it has one singular goal, and that is to provide everyone with life changing reminders of what date it is today. Now, if you think I'm kidding, I'm not. Okay, it's just a calendar, and that's what it does. Every single day at 9 a.m. sharp on the dot, you're gonna get a reminder on your Instagram about what day is it and what date is it. Simple as that. So tomorrow it's gonna be like, hey, so if you can see right now it's 27th Saturday. Tomorrow it's gonna say it's 28th April, Sunday. Now, I know everyone's like, hey, we can just use our calendar app. I know. Okay? Yeah, that's it. You can use a calendar app, but you can also use Instagram. So yeah. Now, a lot of people think I'm kidding, and I am. It's legit a joke. There's literally no utility to it. Though I'm planning on adding more features. One of them is a progress bar of the year. So, and progress bar of the month as well. So, for example, if let's say 28th April, we are already through like what 120 days out of 365, roughly 120 days out of 365 days, and that's like almost 30 percentage well, not almost 28 percentage of the year. And so I'm going to add a progress bar to the image every single day, and it will remind you how much time you have left in this year. So it might depend on your habits. You might have certain goals, and it is good to have a reminder how much time we have left. So that's literally it. So for people asking what is Calendar Dude Pro, that is. Now, the thing is, I have actually, went out and got the domain. So if you go to Calendar Dude Pro, that's a domain that I own. And it also does something that, wait, what? Or that I put an extra dot here. Dude.pro is for sale. Yeah, we are not going to buy it. Okay, so Calendar Dude Pro, if I actually just copy the link, I'm going to drop it in the live stream. Uh, yeah. So it's just gonna show you the time. That's legit it. I don't know what else to tell you guys. It's a joke and it's a funny one. That's legit it. Someone asked, what is the caption? What are the numbers for Sunny? You're gonna have to figure it out. So for people who are wondering what he's talking about, so if I actually go to, for example, calendar, I could just click here. I'm dumb. So if I actually just go, really? Are you kidding? I have to. That's fine. And we're just gonna open up a new page so we don't have to look at my Instagram feed. Okay. So yeah, for people who are wondering what he's talking about, so at every single post there is this specific number that shows up. So the caption will be there. Today is 27th, and I have a few hashtags. That's literally there to collect information. That's it. And there is this number. That's what Sunny is talking about. If someone could figure out what that number is, and if someone could, drop it down in the chat, I would send you one chocolate. That's legit. I hope the chocolate is visible and it's not getting screened out, but figure it out what that number is and just drop me a text. You can just do it right now. I'm gonna paste the number in the chat, and if someone gets it, that would make me happy. That's the number. If someone wants to take a try at it, go ahead. All right. Uh, Another thing. So now a lot of people still genuinely have the question like, "Hey, why do this?" My answer is why not. Also, just letting you guys know, I am not posting it. I am not posting it every day. This is automated. Every single one of these posts that you're seeing, they're happening automatically. It's been done by a Python program that is actually running on a web server, and it's just something that happens automatically. I don't have to do anything there. That is one of the reasons we actually got blocked, banned by Instagram. Instagram is like, so Instagram has a very strict policy that you cannot use bots. But the type of method that I'm using, uh, it has a few, let's just say, ways to make sure that it doesn't show up as a bot. So that's what I'm using, and it works. So obviously, because I'm a firm believer in open source, I'm actually gonna show the code to you guys. Before that, let's just mark this as done. So I'm gonna show you guys the Instagram bot right now, and if you want, you can actually make your own bot. I mean, if you actually make a calendar bot, I'm gonna show you guys because why not? It's my company, but I'm gonna open source the code. So this is the code. It's once oh it's private. I'll make it public. Don't worry. Let's just copy the code, and I'm gonna open up a terminal. Hopefully the terminal is visible to you guys. Someone said timestamp. Light Yagami, what type of timestamp? Good notice, but what type of timestamp is what I'm hoping for in the answer. Okay, so let's just do we have a folder for projects? No, we don't. Let's just make a folder and let's just do git clone. I just want to show you guys. Wait, why is it asking for my password? Can I not just do a normal git clone? Come on. Oh, because it's private. That sucks. Hold on, guys. Let's make it public. Yeah, yeah, I understand, I understand. Unlock one password, sure. I need my master password. Okay. Please tell me I didn't make a mistake. I didn't. Cool. Okay. So the code is now public. Once again, you guys can just check it out yourself if you feel like it. I'm just gonna do git clone. Unix obviously seconds elapsed since the Unix epoch. That's correct, like Yagami. I'm glad you figured it out. Once again, you are always a smart kid. Cool. Do we have code? We do not. Do we have Sublime? Really? You gotta disappoint me like this, Sublime. Okay, we'll just open up the thing. Projects. Cool. Okay. So here is the code that I have. Once again, uh, it's a very simplistic type of code. So you can run it yourself. I'm just gonna go through the code right now and try to explain what is exactly happening. Uh, yeah, everyone, you guys are correct. It was just the code. Also, Krisha, you can just reply in the chat. That's cool as well. But yeah, that you guys are correct. All of you are correct mostly. So that's good to go. And hold on, I'm getting mentioned on story. I'm sorry. See, this happens every single time. Everyone starts snapping. Everyone starts sending Instagram thingy, of course. And I'm sorry, we are getting distracted. My bad. Let's get back on track. Okay, so there are a few imports that I've done. I'm not going to talk about the imports, not right now. We'll talk about what that means right now. It doesn't matter. So we'll start with generating the image. So first of all, I'm going to decide a font. Now the font really depends on what operating system you're running. On Windows, you can literally just type Arial and it works fine. Whereas because it's running on my Ubuntu server, you have to actually find the fonts directory, which is usually in user share fonts. You can just go there and find your directory, and then I am sticking with Ubuntu R because that's okay. Once again, this is the font size. And now is basically this variable just decides what is the current time right now. That is how I'm getting the information. That is where the Unix, time stamp is coming from. Then I'm just creating an image. Once again, it's just an image variable. Now I'm using this function image that actually comes from the PIL library, which is the picture image something something library. That is, you can just, I guess it's the pillow library. It's called pillow. You can just install it by typing pip install python 3 pillow, and that will, that's the directory basic, sorry, that is the module which has this function. And then you just call this new method where you put in like, hey, what type of color scheme are we going to use? Is it going to be grayscale? Is it going to be GBR? A lot of people use GBR as well, especially if you're coming from, let's say, OpenCV. But we are just going to be using RGB. And once again, it doesn't matter because at the end we are just giving like the black color, so it's okay. Then the image size, I want it to be kind of a rectangle, not a square. So it's 400 by 300, and color black, which is like, hey, you just fill the entire image with black color. That's it. Doesn't matter. Now, once the, now send me chocolates. I prefer, ha ha ha, funny. I'll figure something out. Okay. So draw once again is just another variable where we are actually drawing the image. So image at the moment just has the information, the base information about the image. Then we have draw, which is the variable where we are actually drawing stuff. It's going to make sense in a while. Don't worry. Then what I'm doing is I'm actually just grabbing the date from the now variable because the now variable has every single thing. Okay, so actually date time dot now, I'm going to show you what it does. So if I actually just open up Python 3, let's import, let's just do from date time import date time. And if I just write, let's say print date time dot now, what you will see is this is the entire information. So that's the current time as well as the date and everything. So what you're going to do from that is I'm just going to grab the date from it. So once again, I'm just using these specific special characters to grab information out of that specific string, and also the day. So I'm also grabbing what day it is. Once again, it's quite extensive documentation. You can go through it. I'm not gonna, once again, because it's an object, there's a lot more information hidden inside it. You can grab a lot more things. Okay. Now, what I'm doing is I'm gonna draw some text at this position. So 50, 100. Now 50, 100, what do I mean by that? I'm gonna show it. So let's just open up an image. So it starts from here. This specific mark, excuse me, is 00. So a lot of you guys are used to that. Hey, the 00 should, the origin should be here, but it's not. The origin actually is at the top left. Okay, I don't know. Left is this side. Is it the okay, give me a second. No, left is here for you guys. Cool. So yeah, the origin starts here, and then from here you actually count positive x and positive y, or you're sorry, x this side, y this side, and this is the position here where the April ka A starts. That is the position where 50, 100 starts. So like 50 and 100. So you have 50 pixels and then 100, and then what are you supposed to write? So you're supposed to write whatever is the string for date. Font is font, so we have already defined the font up there. Otherwise you can just copy paste this entire thing right here. And fill is white. What color do you want the text to be in? Well, white. Cool. Then draw dot text 50 comma 150. So that is, once again, this is a date. So 50 and then 150, that is the y coordinate from the top. So that's where the S for Saturday starts. And that's it. Also same format, everything. Now obviously saving the images. So I'm saving the images based on what date is it. So it will just say date string dot png. Once again, this is an F string. Whatever. Everyone who knows Python, figure it out. That part, this is the first half of the program, which is just responsible for generating an image. That's it. Now you have an image, and now you want that image to be uploaded. Now, once again, the entire process is supposed to be automated. That means I don't have to sit and design the image. It's done. Design is a very crude word. It's just a program thingy. And then I have to log in into Instagram and then post it, which is actually a very difficult task because Instagram does not have its own API. Instagram does not have its API. And so, what's going to happen is technically you have to figure out a way to manipulate the HTTP requests in such a way that you can upload something. Now, there are two types of automations. I want you guys to understand. There are two types of automation. The first type is where you create a Python script which opens up a browser and then clicks everywhere and then does something. That is what we call usually Selenium based automation. So Selenium, once again, is a package in Python. You can download it and then you can do some automation, and that is basically browser type automation, more or less. If you can also do it headless, but what is happening is you're dealing that type of automation can be done when you have certain static elements on a website and you want to actually click something on the website rather than dealing with the HTTP request. The second type of automation is where you deal with requests, where you do not care. It does not open up a browser window. It does not show you it. There's no clicking involved. You are actually just following the links and the URLs and URIs, basically uniform resource locators. Okay. And uniform resource interface, or whatever that is. That is basically the type of automation that happens using APIs. Now, many times when APIs do not exist, what you usually do is you reverse engineer some of the HTTP requests. That, hey, this request happens when you log in. It's probably a post request. How can we reverse engineer? So, hey, this is the, user ID and password that is being sent. I didn't do that. I'm too lazy to reverse engineer, and there are a lot of smarter people than me who have already done it. So, and that is what I'm using, Instagram API. That is a package that is available on GitHub, and they have already done the hard work for me. Once again, I'll just show that Instagram API. There's this extensive documentation for it. My suggestion is go through the documentation. There's a lot of stuff that you can do, and trust me, it is very, 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 very smart. Okay. Documentation, a shit ton of documentation. You can actually do a lot of things. You can log in, you can do challenge resolving, you can do upload, you can do download. I wouldn't suggest downloading ke liye use this. For downloads, you can use Instaloader. When maybe someday we'll talk about that, not today. But if you want to download something from Instagram, let's you want to download your crush's reel, or you want to download your entire profile from your crush or whatever, you can use Instaloader. uh, sure, you can do that, but this is a completely different thing. This is what I'm using for uploading. And let me check if there are any updates. I don't think so. Give me a second, guys. This is the only time I get to check something. If anyone has any questions, please ask, because a lot of downtime, guys. Come on. So, okay, a few messages. That is cool. A few snaps, obviously. A few critical replies to give. And we are back on track, mostly. Cool. Okay, so as I was saying, that is what we are doing now. Obviously, we need a username, so that is the username that I'm using. It's just a variable that I'm creating. Now, ideally, in your script, if you're actually pushing the scripts somewhere on GitHub or something in production, what you would do is you just create a new file and call it like credentials or something, and you would put your ID and password there, and then you would use the script to grab that. The reason being, when you are showing your code to someone, you wouldn't want your ID and password to be leaked. Now, obviously, I have changed. The username is there. I've changed the password. This is not my password, obviously. And I have not mentioned a secret key. A secret key here, once again, I want to talk about this, is something that is used to generate OTPs. Okay. Now, you guys might be thinking, hey, OTPs, so we get it in SMS or on WhatsApp. No, there's something known as TOTP, which is called a tertiary or one-time OTP system, which means you get a code, you get a specific very long string of digits, and that string of digits can be used. It's basically, yeah, a kind of a seed. When that is put into a specific algorithm, it gives you codes. It gives you 6-digit codes every 30 seconds or 1 minute, whatever is the specific configuration, and that's basically it. So what I'm doing is I'm putting the secret key here. Once again, it's a very long set of string, and then I'm generating a TOTP. Once again, I'm using a module known as spy OTP, which just uses TOTP. If you guys are curious, you do not need internet for this. Okay, you can just generate OTPs infinitely without using internet, because at the end of the day, it's just specific algorithm. This is more secure than using your SMS for OTPs, but that's a completely different topic. Then I'm generating the OTP. Current OTP has my OTP whenever I'm trying to log in. Once again, I don't have to worry about it because this is just happening on the website, right? On my server, sorry. So on the server, whenever I'm trying to log in, it's gonna use my username, password, and then Instagram is gonna ask for my OTP. It's gonna generate the OTP on the spot, give the OTP. Once again, ideally within 30 seconds, it's gonna figure it out. So yeah, that's basically how my OTP is created. And now we uh, are trying to actually log in. So CL equals client, which is just how you create a client object. It's complicated. That's okay. Then I'm using something known as CL dot delay range. Now, delay range here is just to make sure that all of the actions that we are doing takes a few seconds. Now, if everything happened instantly, if everything happened like clockwork, Instagram is going to flag your account. Instagram is going to be like, hey, this seems like a bot account, just, ban it. But then I introduced this delay range. Now, the delay range, what it does is it takes a random time between 1 and 10 seconds, and it's going to randomly do everything between each and every command. It's going to take a random amount of time. Okay, which is going to make sure that Instagram thinks you are a human, because humans take some time. Humans have see, you can't keep just 5 minutes or five, sorry, you can't just keep 5 seconds, because 5 seconds again and again and again between requests, Instagram, the whatever algorithm they are using, whatever heuristics, whatever AI that they are using, they're gonna figure it out, because 5 seconds is too exact. 1 second is too exact. So you have to change the timings again and again and again. Also, I feel like given enough time, they would still figure out the pattern, but because we are just logging once a day, it should be fine ideally. So that's what I'm doing. That's the delay range. It's an inbuilt function. Then load settings, we'll talk about this later. Then I'm just logging in, so username, password, false, we'll just ignore that for a second, and then I'm just providing an OTP. Then what I'm doing is I'm dumping all of this. Like once the login is successful, I'm taking the cookies and I'm dumping it into a file known as session.json. So it has all of my cookies, it has all of the information. So I do not have to log in next time. Because see, when you use Instagram, do you log in every single time you use Instagram? You don't. You log in once and then it stays saved. It is preferable that our Instagram bot does the same so that we don't log in every single time. But if you want to log in on the spot, you should have the feature. Then photo upload. So I'm just gonna do a very simple upload, and then the caption is today is something date, and it is so you're gonna have the date thing. I'm gonna put some. Okay, that's not what we wanted to do. Okay, and we'll take it down and down again. Okay, once again, this code is a bit outdated. So today is this, and it is a, so it is going to say, hey, today is, let's say, 27th April, and today is a Saturday, and then these are my hashtags. Now, the actual code also contains another line which just has the Unix timestamp, which is just time.time, which I can just show it here. So if I just do import time, and if I just say print time.time, so it's just going to give me the Unix time here. So that's what's getting printed out in the caption every single time there's a post. It started out as a debug method because I wanted to know what time it is, my post is getting posted. But then I thought it would be a fun little Easter egg just to prove that it's not me, it's a bot doing all of this. And that's it. That's the entire code explanation, which took around, I have no idea, 20 minutes, hopefully. So, yeah, cool. Also, if someone interesting project idea for someone who wants to do it, what you can do is you can just use the TOTP module, which is just PyOTP, and you can create your own TOTP script, which will show you TOTPs for everything. So, for example, now what I'm gonna do is uh, let me check if I have Bitwarden here. Would it be a really good idea for me to show you guys my password manager? I'm not sure. I'm gonna take the risk. So for example, if I let's type Amazon. So on Amazon here you can see once again my email is visible. I honestly don't care. This is the OTP. I hope you guys can see it. Let me check. Yeah, the OTP keeps on generating every 30 seconds. Even when I'm not looking at it, it's gonna keep on generating. It doesn't matter, right? Now, what you can do is you can create a script. You can get all the TOTPs so TOTPs also have Google Authenticator, excuse me, works and all of that. What you can do is you can grab TOTP from Amazon, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, whatever you are using. You can create a Python script, and then you can actually just generate OTPs. Every single time the Python script runs, it's going to show you the OTP. So if you're, let's say, trying to log in into Instagram, you can just run the Python script. It's going to give you the OTP. You don't need internet for it. Now obviously, is it overcomplicating a bit? Yes. Why? Because there are free applications, for example, Google Authenticator, Microsoft Authenticator, Authy, 2auth. There are thousands on the Play Store. Just write TOTP, you will see many. Is it a cool project to do? Yes. Is it a project for your dissertation? No. Okay. Also, masters wale log who are watching right now, it's too late. Your dissertation is probably done. You should be passed out by now. But it's a cool project nonetheless, and I think you guys should do it. And it's once again only for people who are just starting out in Python and starting out with cybersecurity. It's an interesting one. So give it a try. That's what I would say. If anyone needs help with this, don't ask me personally. No. But what you can do is you can ask a question in our community on WhatsApp, and there's like a programming group, there's like a troubleshooting group. You can just ask your question. There are people who are smarter than me who are in the community who's going to come and answer. You can just do that. Okay. There are many different projects. If someone wants to try out a project, if they are feeling stuck somewhere, Only after you do your research on internet that hey, you still are not getting a specific answer, that's fine. Come to our community, ask a question. We would be more than happy to help you out. Okay, that's Calendar Dude Pro. That's it. That's the explanation. If anyone has any questions, ask me. So Mr. Vigilante says, can we use T Tinker? Yes, you can. That's a good idea. You can actually make a GUI application with like all the OTPs, generate the OTPs every second, every 2 seconds, every 30 seconds, whatever floats your boat. You can do that. That's a good idea. That's a good project. I would suggest don't put it in an infinite loop because it doesn't make sense. You don't need to see the OTP because it only changes every 30 seconds. You can set it up to change every 5 seconds or every 10 seconds. That would be my advice. But go ahead. Maybe you can figure out a better way. It's a good idea. Create a project. What is what are you talking about? Tkinter is a module. How is that paid? I don't understand. What is paid? Could you like drop a text explaining what you mean? Sunny, your dissertation is complete. I'm happy. Finally. Right? Sunny, could you drop like your title of dissertation in the YouTube chat if you're comfortable? That would be nice. I There's a silence. There's gonna be an awkward silence because I'm reading like all the messages and everything. Once again, I'm gonna say this. th- The notification system on iOS is absolutely broken. I prefer the notifications of Android because in Android you had decent notifications, everything worked, it was always good. In iOS, the notifications are so buggy. I miss a lot of notification. I miss a lot of WhatsApp messages. It just sucks. You can't do anything. It just sucks. It kind of sucks. Whatever. Cool. Yeah. Also, Instagram is always so buggy. I don't understand. Like with iPhones, you have so many less models. With Android, they're literally at a single point in time, they're like thousands, 10,000 different Android phones. But with iOS, there's just like what, four phones, four from 15, four from 14, four from 13. That's like literally hardly 30 phones that you have to take care of. All of them probably running the latest software update. Still, iOS manages to fuck up royally. Also, yeah, the customization kind of sucks. Really horrible customization. Okay. For people who are wondering why an iPhone user is talking bad about iPhones, because I used to be an Android user and I still respect the Android uh, ecosystem. That's fine. Cool. Yeah. Okay. Sunny, you said resource script for Metasploit. That was a dissertation. Hey, that's cool. That's cool. Do you guys want to see my dissertation? I'll have to find it though. Maybe you can. Is anyone interested in the chat to look at my dissertation? I'm gonna take a drinks. Oh, this is cool. Because the Mountain Dew is green, it's gonna chroma sample. I think it's cool. I know it's very obvious, but my face kind of disappears if you. Whatever. I feel like a kid. But it feels like I'm drinking an invisible juice. So who cares? Uh, okay, a lot of people said yes. I have customized script for common vulnerabilities and port services scanning. That's cool. If you could share your dissertation someday with me, Sunny, later on after the live, that would be nice. Uh, Cryptography. Yeah, mine was on. Actually, it wasn't on RSA. It was the S in RSA, which is Shamir. So RSA, if you know the full form, is Reverse Shamir Adelman. My dissertation was on the dude who's Shamir. Okay, well, listen. We have to go through a whole thing. We're gonna go through something. You guys are gonna love it. I okay. Everyone stay tuned. There are like 10 people. Can you guys just go and spam your WhatsApp groups with students and all? Can we get like a few more people in on the live? Trust me, this is gonna be amazing. We had a convo on it once, that's why I know. Mr. Vigilante, who are you? Can I get your actual name? I'm so sorry. If that's a code name, unless you are like Daredevil, I have no idea. Or unless you are Arrow or someone from the Arrowverse. Cool. We had a convo once. I everyone I can find and stop and talk about my dissertation, I talk. I think it's cool. Oh, we have 11 people. Someone sent a message at the right time and someone joined it. Whoever was the 11th person to join in, we're going to be talking about green screens. I'm kidding. Okay. And they left. Cool. Okay. Uh, enough goofing around. Let's start. Oh, I didn't know we would be talking about secret sharing today. Awesome topic. Love it. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch the OBS scene for a second because I need to find my dissertation. It's hidden somewhere. I'm pretty sure I have it. I hope so. Dissertation. Okay, dissertation copy 1 and copy 2. That sounds promising. Uh, I think we'll use copy 2. There are two copies because my college for some reason needed two copies. And so that two copies. Okay, they're good to go. I think it's visible. Cool. Okay, I think everyone can see it. So before we go through it, once again, it's like a 48-page thing. We're not gonna go through all the 48 pages. Also, the white text is burning my eyes. I know, guys. I'm so sorry. I can't do anything about it. But so, uh, it is about Shami's secret sharing. Now, what is Shami's secret sharing? And then once we go through the dissertation, once we read through a few things, it's gonna make sense. Wait, where's the yeah? Okay. Uh, let's scroll down. There's a yellow tint. Oh yeah, that is just annotation. I don't know how it got there. I hope it wasn't printed that way. Okay, let's scroll down, scroll down, scroll, scroll, scroll. Boring stuff, boring stuff. Mm. Okay, let's start with this. Once again, I'm not gonna bore you guys, but bear with me. This is gonna get interesting. Okay, so some secret sharing, also known as secret splitting, refers to distributing a secret among a group. Imagine I find a grammar mistake in my dissertation after it's done, after I have my master's degree. Sorry. Uh, a secret among a group so that no individual holds any intelligible information about the secret. However, when sufficient individuals combine their shares, the secret may be reconstructed. Whereas insecure secret sharing allows an attacker to gain more information with each share. Each share, secure sharing is all or nothing, where all means the necessary number of shares. Once again, this was before ChatGPT time, guys. This is written by my hand. Is that an analysis or any practical stuff? That is practical stuff. Don't worry. So, one type of secret sharing has one dealer and end players. The dealer gives the players a share of the secret, but only when a specific conditions are fulfilled will the players be able to reconstruct the secret from their shares. The dealer accomplished this by giving each player a share so that any group of T for threshold or more players can together reconstruct the secret, but no group of fewer than T players can. Such a system is called T comma N threshold scheme. Sometimes it is written as N comma T threshold scheme or whatever. I know the language is very complicated and convoluted because you have to be very precise, but trust me, now we are talking about the proper examples. So imagine, have you guys seen that scene from, I believe, what was it, Stranger Things? Let me just, you know, starting mode. So in Stranger Things, I believe it's what, season 2 or season 3. Uh, there's a nuclear bunker, and you need two people to twist the keys at the same time. We have seen it in a lot of different movies where there's a lot of, let's say for a missile launch or something, you need two people to do something at the same time, preferably in a lot of James Bond movies or a lot of spy movies. That is technically secret sharing. So you have two different keys, and when they're brought together, they do something specific. Okay. Another example or another use case would be, let's say you have a password, or let's say you have some information, and I want, let's say for example, God forbid, you know, let's say I pass away or I die tomorrow. I want my friends to figure out something that I've left behind. Okay. But I want to make sure that one of my friends is, if it's just one of them, they can't access it. Like, let's say my friend A, if they want to access it, they can't access it. My friend B, if they want to access it by themselves, they can't. My friend C, if they want to access it together, they can't. Only and only if all three of my friends get together and put on their keys together or secrets together, they can unlock the main password. That's the secret sharing stuff. That is what we mean. Now, there's a threshold, which means I can set it up in a certain way that if there are, let's say, 7 people, and I want that the secret can be revealed when only 4 people get together, that is possible. That is possible to do so. And you might be thinking, hey, how is this, mathematically possible? What are you talking about? We can go into details. I don't know if you guys are interested in the details. Um, can someone just drop in the chat if you are interested in more details? It gets very mathematical at a point. Uh, if you are, I'll go through it. If you are not, that's okay. We can still talk about the practical stuff. And there's an amazing article I want you guys to read. Yeah. Okay. Krisha is like, yeah, with an exclamation mark. Cool. You all are nerds. So obviously. Cool. Okay. Similar to reassemble map to find treasure. About your concept? Yes. Vigilante, you're right. Almost. Kind of. Now, the issue with maps is when you reconstruct the map, before that, you have a piece of map that still gives you information, right? A piece of map that still gives you information enough for that section of the map that you can do something with it. In secret sharing, you get nothing. It's just random keys. Okay. I'm going to show a demonstration right now, which once is my own Python script. This is what I actually showed in my dissertation as well. So I hope it is still active. I'm going to go to my repel it, and that is not the website. I don't remember if it's still up there. It should be. But I'm just gonna log in and I'm gonna see if it exists. Uh, sure, sign in. Cool. Save. Save. It's in a while. Yeah. My repairs. Sure. I hope I don't have anything important here. Okay, we have encrypt and decrypt. That's fine. There's also Sherlock and number properties. There's also rock paper scissors from 4 years ago. I have no idea. Okay, so encrypted. Let's focus on this. Also, I want you guys to know that the Sami secret sharing thingy, uh, this is something that I was working in when I was in 12th grade. So that's before 3 plus 2, 5, 6 years ago. Okay, this was just before I started my college. Uh, if you're wondering, I'm 24. My master's ended last year. So you can guess like 5 years, 6 years, drop year, 1 year between, so 6 years. So yeah, this is something that I was actually, working on just because I was interested, and yeah, fun. Okay, so this is something that I was doing back when I was in 12th grade. The script was written back then There have been a lot of changes. If you actually go on GitHub and if you actually check the script, you will see a lot of changes as well. But yeah, that doesn't matter. Cool. Let's just see. Is it still up? The shell is figuring out. I think it's a very old project, so it's gonna take a while. It doesn't require any specific modules. You just need random. Once again, anyone can run it on any piece of computer. I think I can just, if the shell doesn't load up in the next few seconds, I'm gonna just take this and I'm gonna run it inside Sublime Text. So we can just go to calendardude.pro. Pro, new file, we'll just call encrypt.py. Let's just save it and paste the stuff. Let's just go to our terminal, exit, and let's just run encrypt. No, that's not it. Encrypt, yeah, okay. Is the repellent running? I think so. Okay, cool. If it's running, we'll just use this. Or not. See, this is why we don't do things on live. Stuff just breaks. Okay. Original text. Okay, I swear it's working now. So I'm gonna type something. Let's just say this is some super secret information. Do not tell anyone. So it has generated two keys for me. So this is pass one and pass two. So what I'm going to do is if I take this pass one and let's just take all of the information and let's just put it on, let's live stream. Let's just give it to you guys. Oh, okay. YouTube doesn't like it, you know. Even though I'm the owner of this channel, YouTube does not like it if you actually put more than certain number of characters. So whoever has these pass keys right now, is the live broken? So yeah, it's working. Whoever has these pass keys can actually just unlock the secret that I made. So if I actually go to decrypt it, still gonna figure out. So if I actually, run the decryption of this program, I can use these keys to actually figure out what was the original text. So what I've done is I've taken a secret and I've divided into two different things. And you can't do anything with pass one. Pass one does not have enough information by itself. And pass two, once again, does not have enough information by itself. Only when you bring both of them together, it's going to make sense. And it is cryptographically secure. It is not susceptible to middle channel or whatever channel middle attacks, whatever you want to call them. It is not susceptible to that. There's no information leakage. There's not enough information there for you to make any sense of whatever is running. So trust me, that was my dissertation. I have made sure that it is the most cryptographically sound system. But hey, whatever, you are more than welcome to try it and find mistakes. Okay, so decrypt.py, let's just save this and let's just paste our code and let's run. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run it again. So I'm going to write python 3 decrypt.py. Okay, wait. What I'm going to do is I'm going to give you guys the code. You guys can run it yourself. Okay. It's called crypto stuff, I believe. Yeah, crypto mark 1. There might be a few changes. Otherwise there's Spanish documentation, I don't know, but I'm gonna give it to you guys. You can run it yourself as well. uh, it's everything I do is online. I am, what can I say, well, I'm just in a firm believer in the open source. So here what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna copy the first pass, so copy paste, and the second pass. If I just paste it and if I hit enter, it's gonna ask me, hey, did it have a 0 at the start? So there was no zeros anywhere, so I'm just gonna say no. And so it gave me a slope, which was the value that was calculated, and the original text was, this is some super secret information, do not tell anyone. That's it. That's the entire program. Now ideally what would happen is you would have one person having, me running the encryption, and someone else can just run decryption on their own laptop. Now you might be thinking, hey, do they not need the code? The code is there just to help you. Even without the code, you can do this. If you just take a pen and paper, if you just take a calculator, it will work. The code is just there to make your life easier. The code isn't much, it's the 39 lines, 30 lines, whatever. And if you just remove white space, it's not even that. I'm pretty sure the program is just like 35 lines, and you can do, that's it. Why am I getting, why? I understand it's Suhani's birthday, but why is my calendar letting me know that while I'm on live? Cool. What was the question field for? What question? Vigilante? Uh, the one where it is asking me 0 at the start. So in certain, because the way the program is implemented, and I never actually bothered putting a solution to this. If you encrypt something which starts with an A, so for example, my name, it will tell you that, hey, there was a 0 at the beginning. Because my name, smaller case a, is 97 in ASCII, and then it gets converted into something else. So even from ASCII, I'm converting the value something else. If I actually try to decrypt it, so let's just put this password A here, and let's just put password 2 here. It's going to ask me, was there a 0 at the start? If I say no, it's not going to make sense, right? It's not going to make sense. So what I have to do is I have to actually answer, was there a 0 at the start, which is the information that you would have. So I'm just going to say, yeah, there was a 0 at the start. And it's just going to say Aman. So this is just, it's a very stupid quirk of the program. I can fix it. I just never put in the time and effort. Once again, if you see, the original GitHub code is like 3-4 years old. Never bothered fixing it. If someone wants to fix it, go ahead and fix it. So this is what Shami's secret sharing is. Dividing. Now I can technically divide it into more pieces if I want. I have not. Now how does it work? So let's once again ignore the linear algebra here. Let's just jump to, why do we care about this? Okay, so this is the explanation. This is what's going to happen. Okay, now imagine there's a graph. Okay, guys, we're going to get like mathy for a second, so everyone take like a big gulp of water, because it's going to get serious for a second. All right, so what's going to happen is, let's say you have a secret. Python, can you provide me vision that it will work or not, although I'm creating? Mr. Vigilante, we can talk about it after the live. Reach out to me on community. I don't mind. Definitely. Okay, so let's say we wanna, send the letter A. We wanna encode the letter M. Okay, so for simplicity, M is the number 13, right? Which is representing its position in the alphabet. So M is 13, N is 14, whatever, whatever. What we can do is we can represent this secret as a point on the graph such that the x coordinate is 0 and the y coordinate is 13, which means M is 0, comma 13. Do we understand, everyone? Good to go? We cool? Secret is just 0, comma 13. 13 being M. If it was A, it would be 0, comma 1. Cool? We got, everyone? Need verbal confirmation from everyone. Come on. Start typing yeses. I mean, once again, it's like the first step. So, yeah, cool. Thank you. Now, what I'm going to do is, next, we choose a random point on the same graph. Okay, say 2, comma 26. Nothing specific, it's just a random point. 2, comma 26, which is denoted as pass 1. It's a very random point. It could be 3, comma 37. It could be 100, comma 10 million. Doesn't matter. For simplicity, I'm using 2, comma 26, which is denoted at pass 1. Okay, now if you look at it, secret and pass 1, they are two different points on a graph. Okay, now if you remember your basic geometry, if you have 2 points, it is guaranteed that you can form a line between these 2 points, right? And to make a line, you only need 2 points, x1, y1, x2, y2. So this is my pass 1. Once again, it is decided randomly. Cool, everyone? We good? Okay. Now, pass one is decided randomly. What's going to happen is there's a line passing. So secret and pass one, there's a line passing through it, okay, which is going to, show up here. So this is secret 0, comma 13 and pass one, which is 2, comma 26. Cool. That line has a specific equation, which is y equals 6.5x plus 13. That is the equation of the line. How did we calculate it? Once again, very simple. Just trust me, it works. It's the most basic kind of mathematics. You have it in 6th grade, doesn't matter. This line has an equation. Now, I can assure you mathematically that there is only one line that can pass through these 2 points. Do we agree, guys? There's only one line. Can we think of any other lines which can pass through it without curving? It's not possible, right? 2 points, unique line, rule of mathematics. Now, what we're going to do is this line, it actually serves as a basis for generating new pass keys. What do I mean by that? So we have already passed one over here. Now, if I take any point on this line, any point, literally any point except for secret, if I take on this line, let's say I call it pass 2, that will be my password 2. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take another point. I'm going to call it 4, comma 39. So what I've done is I've taken another point way up there. So I have pass 2, pass 1 and secret. Yes, do we all agree? Now what is happening is, and once again, I'm going to do something that's going to blow your minds literally in like a second. Okay. So pass 2, pass 1, we already have it. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give pass 1 to someone else and I'm going to give pass 2 to someone else. That's it. My secret is safe. Now, all of this, you can just, burn all of this. Once you are done with this calculation, you burn all the information. I'm going to show you what I mean by that. Here, not the decrypt one. Here, if you notice, in encryption, original text, let's say I wrote Aman Veresya, whatever. Pass 1, Aman Veresya, that is getting encoded somewhere on the y-axis. That is my 0, comma 13. Pass 1 was taken randomly on the thing, on the, randomly on the graph. That is pass 1. Pass 1, this one, y1 and pass 1, and along with the original text, were used to create a line, and on the line, I'm picking another point, which is my pass 2. That is what is happening. Now, what is happening is I give pass 1 to someone and I give pass 2 to someone else. Mathematically, if someone just has pass 1, they can't find out the secret because they do not know where to intersect the y-axis, because there is an infinite number of lines passing through a single point. If there's a point, there can be a line passing like this, doesn't matter. You don't know which is the true line. The information is hidden. Okay, if you just have pass 2, infinite number of lines passing, you don't know where it is intersecting. This intersection point, this specific intersection point is important. You cannot get this point without the line equation. Line equation is lost as well. And to create the line equation, you need 2 points. 2 points being pass 1 and pass 2. Only and only when these 2 points come together, you create a line equation. Line equation eventually is going to intersect with the y-intercept, which is the y-axis, and that's going to be the secret. That is what is happening in decryption here as well. So if I just do Python 3 decryption, okay, pass 1, I'm giving the value pass 1, so 1 point, okay, and pass 2, don't worry about how it is not like, comma something, don't worry, I'm using x1 and x2. Was there a 0 at the start? Sure. That's it. This is the slope. This is the slope that you see. Once again, it says slope m1. If you notice, I'm saying y1 and y2. These are actual points on a graph. Slope m, that is y equals mx plus c. That is the line equation. The slope is generated on the spot, and that slope is very important because that is what is holding your secret. And that's it. Aman Veri says the information encoded. Now, if you actually look at the code, look at this, m equals y2 minus y1 because I'm just using x1 and x2. That's it, right? If I go to encrypt, you can see at the start x1 equals 1, x2 equals 2. I'm just using the first point and the second point. I'm using a random range to actually, figure out easy other stuff, doesn't matter. And coding ASCII. So it takes my text, converts it into an ASCII format, and that's basically it. I'm taking that ASCII, I'm putting it into, this variable, I'm figuring out the slope on the spot randomly, and that's it. So instead of actually taking a random point, I'm actually taking a random slope. That's just it. That's how it works. And decryption is the reverse process. So slope found out, you take this intercept and then you generate y1 and y2. In decryption, the process is simple. I just assume x1 and x2 are there. I take y1 and y2, I figure out the slope, and then I find out the c intercept and I convert it back, and that's it. That is semi-secret sharing. Now, there can be n number of points. There can be 10,000 points distributed among 10,000 people, but it only takes two people to come together to solve. Okay. Now you might be wondering, hey, how can I do this with three people? Simple. What type of equation needs three different variables? Line requires two. Line requires two different points. A parabola requires three different points. So if you want a specific secret sharing where there are three people needed to come together, see, it doesn't matter how many secrets you can divide, you can make infinite number of secrets. But what is the minimum number of people? Parabola. You generate a parabola because parabola requires three people. You encode your secret anywhere on the number line, doesn't matter. What if you want minimum four people? Doesn't matter. You create a fourth degree polynomial. Okay, x raised to 4. What if it requires five people? You create a, I believe it's called a pentanomial or whatever the heck it's called. I don't care. You create that x raised to 4, x raised to 5, x raised to 6. You can do it for as many people as you want. That is why math is so freaking cool. That's basically it. So yeah, I'm gonna look at the comments. I hope everyone got it. I hope everyone is understanding. uh Cool. Someone sent me something on, what is this? Oh, Sunny, I think you sent me a recording or something. I believe that's your dissertation. Thanks, I'll take a look at it. I hope everyone understood what I said. Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Sunny. That's some secret sharing. Kind of. There are more nuances, but this is the most easiest explanation. This was what my dissertation was about. This is what I was doing when I was like in 12th grade. I never liked chemistry, so yeah. Cool. Okay. So yeah, I guess everyone understood it. No one has any questions. Cool. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back to my dissertation. I think, yeah. So as I said, a polynomial of order 1 requires one share. Polynomial order of 2 requires two. Like this is what the polynomial would look like. So on and so forth. A lot of things. Lagrange's interpolation. You now kind of get into like more mathematical stuff. We are not gonna discuss this. This is really, really, really complicated. But you can do it, and I think it's I think it's amazing. I Yeah, see, everything is mentioned in my dissertation. A lot of dissertations that you see, with a lot of people, they are not that clear. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna share my dissertation for everyone. I'm gonna put it in my community. If anyone wants to take a look, uh, you can. Someone in the chat just wrote, "First time I like mathematics. That's cool. Thank you." Okay, who is that? Team MVP. Could you please tell me your name? Uh, See, the reason I got into one of the reasons I got into teaching was I loved explaining mathematics. It's just something. Uh, like when I was in college, and my professor wouldn't be here in the chat. Maybe one of my classmates is in the chat right now. But the reason I got into this is I used to love making math exciting for people. And this is the cool shit. Like this is what you do, right? Anyways, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna share the dissertation in our community. You can actually check it out later. The last part of the dissertation is like very it's kind of boring, but the part with Bitcoin seed recovery is really good. Uh, so the seed recovery code that you get in Bitcoin, that's actually generated using Shami's secret sharing. You have like 8 different codes, and when you put them together, they create up a secret. Yeah, it's one of the use cases. So yeah, that's what my dissertation is. I would be more than happy to share it with people who actually want to check it out. Cool. Okay. Krisha asks, can we use a plane or a hyperplane? Good question. Why? What's the practical utility would be my question. Like you can use, yeah, sure, nothing is stopping you, but to create a hyperplane, how many points do you require? Two? I don't think so. Six? Maybe. You aren't storing information. See, what I'm doing is right now I'm storing information in a single point in a single coordinate. What you are doing is, because a hyperplane or just a plane at the moment, if you're talking simplistically, the plane would require at least what, 3 coordinates? Like a point on the plane would have like 3 coordinates, I believe. That is more information compartmentalization. At the end of the day, it's just a single line. Information can be just boiled down into a single coordinate. I believe that. But if you have more information, if you have like multiple different information, which once again, I don't know why, but if you do, let's say maybe it's an array, sure, you can do it in 3D, you can do it in 4D. Plane is just a 3D line at the end of the day, right? So you can do it in 3D, 4D, 5D. Once again, I don't know why you would do it. There is literally no practical utility. I shouldn't say that, someone will figure it out. But yes, you can do that. It's just mathematics. You just need one unknown and a lot of knowns. Any equation, not just graph. I mean, everything at the end of the equations are just graph. Anything which has something unknown, which can be found out with using certain, like, known practices, is secret sharing, as long as you can divide up the components. So yeah, cool. I hope that makes sense. Okay. Yeah. What's Yeah. So to wrap it up, that is secret sharing. Now, there's an amazing article that I'm gonna showcase right now. Before that, if anyone has questions in the chat, please go ahead and ask. I'm gonna take some time to reply to them. So yeah. Oh, the viewership is dropping. That's okay. Yeah. Huh? Yeah. Also, we started the live late today. Wait. Give me a second. OBS is. I think it's OBS. It's just my laptop being weird. Cool. We started the live later is because I was at a community meetup. It was a swap meetup type of thing. So you bring 5 different things that you want to recycle and you exchange it with someone else. Really good experience. Kind of boring at start. You get to meet a lot of people. In fact, someone dropped off, someone swapped off. I believe it was an original Naruto manga at the swap. And before I could take a look at it, because I'm a volunteer, there are a lot of other people. I'm supposed to give them a chance to swap. This other dude comes in. He's like, "Oh, Naruto, cool," and he took it. So yeah, you sometimes find a lot of random things as well. Uh, it was fun. There were books. There was jewelry. A lot of books. A lot of clothes. A lot of toys. I found this really cool tank, like a really small toy. I forgot it there. I forgot to put it in my bag, but cool stuff. So the next time these types of events happen, I obviously would drop it in my community. But it's fun. It's fun to hang out. So yeah. Also, that reminds me, for people who are in Ahmedabad, next Sunday, maybe, or next to next, hopefully. Um, we are planning um, kind of a meet up, but in real life. So a meetup, once again, it's not gonna be crazy like hackers meetup. Calm down. You go to THM for that. Tomorrow is hackers meetup. Go and hang out with hackers. We are not. I mean, I come from cybersecurity, but we are more of a tech community. We do cool shit. Hackers meetup. That's what they do. Amazing community people. You guys should, you know, go for hackers. I believe we have the main admin for hackers meetup in our chat as well. I don't know if Astha is here in the chat, but Astha, she owns hackers meetup for like Ahmedabad at least. So she's in the chat. Everyone, you can just drop her a text as well later on. Cool. Uh, she manages hackers meetup like a lot. Anyways, as I was saying, we are planning kind of a meetup. When I say we, I mean me. And I want to go see our meetups. It's not going to be lectures, it's not going to be information interchange. Nah. Our meetup is how the experience of power. Okay, Pav Bhaji. We'll talk about that. Thank you for bringing that up. But our meetup is very simple. I want to go for paintball. And it's been a really long time since I played paintball. I want, and once again, this is for people who want to show up. If you cannot, it's completely fine. I want to make like a group of people, and we can go for paintball maybe on a Saturday, maybe on a Sunday. Something that is that people are comfortable with, and that's it. That's my meetup. That's it. I'm not gonna book a crazy hall. I'm not gonna invite speakers. Nah. Simple paintball. If you're interested, show up. That After that, if that is a success, I want to do box cricket, like maybe on a Saturday night or something. People show up. If you want to play box cricket, show up. You're gonna have fun. Uh, really into box cricket lately. I would say snooker and pool, but that's like more one on one. Wouldn't do it like with 30 people showing up. No, not doing that. But that's basically it. Just giving like an information announcement. Maybe we can do that someday. So yeah, cool. That's the plan. Whenever it happens, I'll let you guys know in advance. Please do not, someone do not be crazy. Do not show up from Vadodara just to like play paintball. Don't do that. But hey, you do you. Cool. Anyways, we also did a recent experiment. I see this is the type. See, this is one of the reasons I have this community, Easterly, is because I can do crazy, weird shit. What do I mean by that? Recently, if you have been following me on Instagram, I saw on Swiggy that there was this specific restaurant who was selling, which whom I don't know what's the correct word. They were selling um bhaji pav and pav bhaji, and this has been a question since a long time. Everyone who is like, "Hey, is it pani puri? Is it golgappa? What is it?" Answer this is pani puri. Whatever. But there have been a lot of differences. People always say, "Hey, it's called bhaji pav." I'm like, "No, it's called pav bhaji." Whatever. Also, it's pav bhaji, guys, not bhaji pav. So I'm like, "Hey, why are they showing it in two different manner? And the description is different. The images are different." And I think to myself, what I want, no, I'm not gonna get a copyright strike. But I think to myself, I gotta order that. Who else is gonna verify? Who else is gonna look out for the little guy? Who else is gonna be crazy enough to order two pav bhajis when they don't even need to eat? So I did that yesterday. Ordered both of it. Sad part is the parcel came in, two different boxes, same bhaji. Pavs were bundled up together. It was a same parcel. There was no difference. Disappointed. Why would they do that? I have no idea. Is it to get in both the demographics like pav bhaji people, bhaji pav people? Maybe. Was the taste good? It was okay. So yeah, that's basically it. That was a pav bhaji experiment. People can remember it. Uh, Veg puff and vegetable puff. Is that it? Did we also get more viewers just because I'm talking about bhaji pav? Is that it? People are not interested in tech anymore, but bhaji pav? Veg puff and vegetable puff. Are they different things? Is there anything known as vegetable puff? I've already heard of veg puff. Like, I know there are many ways. Like, a lot of people, what they do is they cut off the puff, they put stuff on top of it, like, sauce, I guess, and, sprinkle in some save. But are they really different? I don't think so. We'll try that. Listen, I don't. I mean, yeah, I could have asked, uh, but it's like at night. I don't want to disturb the delivery guy. He doesn't even know what I'm talking about. It's not his fault. Plus, that dude's probably just doing his job. Why? I mean, I make the least amount of conversation necessary because I know these guys are in hurry. But yeah, yeah, cool. I'm gonna check how many subscribers we have because I wanna eat a chocolate. Channel dashboard. Guys, we got six. We got six more subscribers. I have no idea how. Am I gonna eat six chocolates? No, I'm gonna finish my 5 star. So, oh, oh, thanks for the subscribe, guys. Good job. Okay, before we close off the live today, there's this article. It's gonna take like 10-15 minutes. No AI music this time. Um, Letting you guys know it's close to 12. Tomorrow's a Sunday. Go through the article. I'm gonna take like a few seconds to find the article, but it's gonna be worth it. It's about some secret sharing. It's cool stuff. Um, yes, Linux series. Sorry, yes. Okay, there's gonna be a Linux series. So I asked for the vote in the community. Almost everyone said that, hey, Linux series. So the Linux series is a Linux from scratch series. So what's that? What that means is we'll go through a documentation. So let me just show what I'm talking about. So Linux from scratch is actually a website which actually teaches you. One second, I don't know how to do it. I'm gonna learn it. I'm gonna show it side by side. So if I make a mistake, I'm gonna show that I made a mistake on the video. It's gonna take like a lot of time. For experienced people, it takes around 6 hours to do it. I'm not experienced. I know a lot about Linux, but I'm still a newbie here. So you just go through the entire series, and then there's also, BLFS, which is Beyond Linux from Scratch. So first of all, you would ideally want to do Linux from scratch, which will give you a very basic Linux operating system. After that, you would need, if you need a desktop environment, you will have to go through BLFS, which is Beyond Linux from Scratch. And yeah, the whole thing, this is gonna be like 20-30 videos. uh, it's not gonna be easy, and do not expect a video on it every week or something. No, I have other commitments, I have other courses, there will be other videos before these videos come out, but it's gonna be like a 20 to 30 video long thing. It's gonna take, I don't want to say a few months, but it's gonna take at least more than a month. So that's Linux from scratch. No update as of now. I have not started recording it. As for prerequisites, the prerequisites that you're going to require is just a virtual machine with Debian or Ubuntu on top of it. That's it. But in the first video, I'm going to talk about what you would need. There will be a video just about what do you need right now on what PC to do it. That's it. Okay. Don't worry about it. We will do it. It's just gonna take time. There will be other videos. Yes. Don't expect a commitment from me right now. We are doing live. That's, trust me, guys, that's bare minimum. Okay. So yeah. Sunny says game. What game? Oh, good. Sorry. Type it. I'm gonna find the article. I was it this one? This is the article, but there was a different. Too long to tweet was the original one. Was it this? I think the blog you changed. So that's cool. We're gonna still go through it. Okay, this is the article. I'm gonna be going through the article right now, guys. It's gonna take I think a few minutes. We'll go through it. Everyone ready? 9 people on the live. Really appreciate whoever 9 are sticking. It says 11, whatever. Cool. Okay, Sunny says yes. Everyone else, if you are asleep, that's okay. Just don't, close YouTube. Stay on YouTube. It's cool. Consider this like a bedtime story. Okay, so a lot of things in this we're gonna skip. A lot of things are important. It's gonna be fun. We'll start off with a chocolate. Um, you know, why do I have a box of chocolates? Good question. I do not know. Did I get it from someone? No. Did I buy it myself? No. How did I end up with this? I'm not gonna tell you. Figure it out. Okay. So we'll eat it along the way. Don't worry. We also have this. Okay. So I'm gonna get like into a comfortable zone. Yeah. So it's 3 a.m. The head of PayPal database. Is there a reader mode? I'm sorry. I'm distracting everyone. Okay. This is fun. All right. It's 3. Yeah. It's 3 a.m. The head of PayPal database administration carefully enters his elaborate passphrase at a keyboard in a darkened cubicle of 1840 Ember. One second. If that names and specific streets, I'm just gonna ignore. I'm gonna butcher the name. Don't expect anything from me at the moment. In Palo Alto, once again, Silicon Valley. For the fifth time, he hits return. Green on black console window instantly displays one line of text. Sorry, one or more wrong passphrases. Can't reconstruct the key. Goodbye. Now, it is like 3 a.m. Okay. Paul, our dude here, he is the head of PayPal administration database and he's putting some password in. It's not working. Okay. Uh, I'm going to paraphrase the story a lot. I'm going to use this for reference, but I'm going to tell you the whole story. Once again, I know a lot of people are just going to read it, so we're going to do it again. There is a nerd pandemonium all around us. James, our recently promoted VP of Engineering, just climbed the desk at a nearby cubicle screaming, guys, if we can't get this key the right way, we gotta start brute forcing it ASAP. It gallows humor. He knows very well that brute forcing such a key will take millions of years, and it's already 6 a.m. on the East Coast. The first of many Why is PayPal down today articles is undoubtedly going to hit CNET shortly. A single story cubicle maze office is buzzing with nervous activity of PayPalians, people who work at PayPal, who know they can't help but want to do something anyway. Okay. This person, so one of the person, they are like, hey, we should start brute forcing the keys. What is happening? It's gonna make sense. Don't worry. So I poke my head up above the cubicle wall to catch a glimpse of someone trying to stay inside a giant, otherwise empty recycle bin on walls, while a couple of senior software engineers are attempting to accelerate the bin up to danger speeds in the front lobby. You know, people being people. I lower my head and try to stay focused. Let's try it again. This time with 3 different people. This is the best idea I can come up with. Even though I'm quite sure it won't work. It doesn't. Okay. So apparently the situation is somewhat like that. They are trying to put in some phases. A lot of people have to put in their phases. If something is not unlocking, the database is not unlocking. If the database doesn't unlock, PayPal server is down. Okay. Really critical, mission critical stuff. The key in question decrypts PayPal's master payment credential table, also known as the giant store of credit card and bank account numbers. Without access to PayPal credentials, PayPal doesn't really have a business per se, saying how we are supposed to facilitate payments. Obviously, they're a payment company. And that's really hard to do if we no longer have access to 100 million credit card numbers our users have added over the last year of insane growth. Obviously, this is a story of a catastrophic software bug I briefly introduced in the PayPal code base that almost cost us the company, or so it seemed in the moment. I've told this story a handful of times, always swearing the listeners to secrecy, and surprisingly, it does not appear to have ever been written down. 20 years since the incident, it now appears instructive and a little funny rather than merely extremely embarrassing. So, this person has decided to write it down for us to read. Before we get back into that fateful night, we have to go back another decade. In the summer of 1991, my family and I moved to Chicago from Kyiv, Ukraine. While we had just a few $100s between the five of us, we did have one secret advantage: science fiction fans. My dad was a highly active member of I'm not even gonna try what that says. Is your night? I'm sorry, I'm not gonna try. Gives possibly first and possibly only at the time science fiction fan club. The name means Star Trek in Ukrainian. Unsurprisingly, he translated some Stancilian lem of Solaris and futurological one. A lot of names. I'm not gonna bother. From Polish to Russian in the early 80s and was generally considered a Corypheus at ZSH. I have no idea what that is. Okay. While USSR was more or less informationally isolated behind the digital iron curtain until the late 80s or by 1990s or so, things like FidoNet wriggled their way into Soviet computing world, and some members of ZSH were now exchanging electronic mails with sci-fi fans of the free world. So this person comes from a specific part of the Ukraine, and they were very isolated. They didn't have proper internet access, but they are now having internet, FidoNet, and now they are exchanging emails. The vaguely exotic news of two Soviet refugee sci-fi fans arriving in Chicago was transmitted to the local fandom before we had even boarded the Pan-Atlantic, I believe, yeah, it should be Pan-Atlantic, flight that took us across the Atlantic. My dad and I, by extension, were soon adopted by some kind of Chicago science fiction geeks, a few of whom became close friends over the years. So that's a story for another time. So basically, the author and their dad, when they came to USA, they were interested in science fiction, obviously, and so a lot of science fiction fans became very close friends with them. Why is this important? It is important. So a year or so after moving to Chicago, our new sci-fi friends invited my dad to a birthday party for a rising star of the local fandom, one Bruce Schneier. Uh, okay, no new messages. Cool. I'm sorry. Yeah, I know the story is important. Getting back to it. Okay, so we certainly did not know Bruce or who really was anyone at the party, but it promised good food, friendly people, and probably filk. My role was to translate as my dad spoke very limited English at the time. So, author and his dad, they go to this party. They have no idea who these people are. They're friendly, free food. Definitely someone I can relate to. You know, I had desperately fallen in love, obviously, with secret codes and cryptography about a year before we left Ukraine, walking into Bruce's library during the house tour. This was a couple years before Applied Cryptography was published, and he must have been in deep research. Felt like walking into Narnia. Now, the author, once again, Bruce has this amazing library. They go through that house, and he finds a lot of cryptographic stuff. Okay. I promptly abandoned my dad to fend for himself as far as small talk and canapes were concerned, and proceeded to make a complete ass out of myself by brazenly asking the host for a few sheets of paper and pencil. Having been obliged, I pulled a half of dozen cryptography books from the shelves and went to work trying to copy down some answers to a few long-held questions on the library floor. After about 2 hours of scribbling alone like a man possessed, I ran out of paper and decided to temporarily rejoin the party. On the living room table, Bruce had stacks of copies of his fanzine ramblings. Thinking I could use the blank sides of paper to take more notes, I grabbed a printout and was about to quietly return to copying the original S box values for DES when my dad spotted me from across the room and demanded I help him socialize. Classic dad. The party wrapped up soon and our friend drove us home. The printout that I grabbed was not a ramblings issue. It was a short essay by Bruce titled Sharing Secrets Among Friends. Guys, secret sharing, this is the important part. Essentially, a humorous explanation of Shami's secret sharing. Say you want to make sure that something really, really important and a secret, a nuclear weapon, or a launch code or database encryption key cannot be known or used by a single actor, but becomes available if at least n number of people from a group of m, which is what my dissertation was talking about, guys, choose to do it. Think two on duty officers, turning keys together to get ready for a nuke launch. The idea proposed by Adi Shamir, the S of RSA in 1979, is as simple as it is beautiful. Let's call the secret we are trying to split among K people. Once again, this is the explanation. We are not going to go through this. We have already discussed this, doesn't matter. Now, it should come as no surprise that during my time as CTO, PayPal Engineering had an absolute obsession with security. No firewall was one too many, no multi-factor authentication scheme too onerous, etc. Anything that was worth anything at all was encrypted at rest. To decrypt, a service would get the needed data from its database table, transmit it to a special service called cryptoserve. Okay, and a special service running only there would perform decryption and send back the results. So it would get sent to a server, transmission, encryption was done, and whenever it was needed, a specific program was only allowed to decrypt it and then send back the result. Okay, everyone with me, guys? We cool? Okay, this is the story. Now we are back in present time. We are actually seeing what is happening. Okay, now decryption request rate was monitored externally and on crypto 7. If there were too many requests, the whole thing was to shut down and purge any sensitive data and keys from its memory until manually restarted. Now remember this. This is important. So they were monitoring how many times the decryption function was called. And if it was called too many times, it would just delete everything. It would shut it down. It would purge any sensitive data and it would remove the keys from the memory until you manually restart the whole server. So it would just go down. That's the issue. So you can't put too many passwords. Otherwise, the server would just decide to go up in flames and then you have to do manually everything. Right? That's the issue. It was this manual restart that gnawed at me. At launch, a bunch of configuration files containing various critical decryption keys were read, decrypted by one another key derived from one manual interpassphrase and loaded into the memory to perform future cryptographic services. Okay. Now, this is where secret sharing starts. 4 or 5 of us on the engineering team knew the passphrase and could restart CryptoServe if it crashed or simply had to have an upgrade. Now, what if someone performed a little old-fashioned rubber hose script analysis and literally beat the passphrase out of one of us? Now, this is referring to a specific thing that you could have the most secure password on the internet or the most secure password, but a $5 baseball bat to your head is always gonna, you can just torture someone and get the password out of them, right? If there is the same password and if there's like 5 people who know the same password, you can just kidnap one of them. You can be rest assured that one of them, if you torture them for long enough, they will give you the password, right? That is the issue. Now, attacker could theoretically get access to all of these important master keys, then stealing the encrypted address database of all of us user secret could prove useful. They could decrypt them in the comfort of their underground supervillain layer. I hope everyone is understanding what we are getting at, right? You cannot have single password between 5 people. That is issue. The more people know that password, the more dangerous it can get, right? Now, what we need to do, he says, I needed to eliminate this threat. Shami's secret sharing was the obvious choice. Beautiful, simple, perfect. You can in fact prove that if done right, it offers the perfect secrecy. That's what I meant. I decided on a 3 of 8 scheme, which means you divide the secrets into 8 different people and you only need 3 people to come together. Okay. So scheme and implemented it on a pure postfix X for portability, blah, 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 blah. Tested it over several weeks on my Linux desktop with other engineers. It worked. He was testing it on his own laptop. It was working perfectly. He wrote a program just like I did. He wrote it in C. I wrote it in Python. Okay. Now, step one, generate the polynomial certificates for 8 shard holders. So, shard or secrets, whatever. Compute the key shards. Okay, he's also using x0, y0 till x7, y7. So, x0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Those are 8 different secrets. Exactly what I was doing. Okay. We cool, everyone? Okay, having fun? Cool. This is my favorite article. I don't know if you guys could tell. Okay, so get each shard holder to enter a long secure passphrase to encrypt the shard. Now, what is happening is you are getting 8 separate keys, and the keys themselves are encrypted by a personal passphrase. Okay, so you get 8 different keys. You are not supposed to remember the keys. You're supposed to lock the keys with your own password. Okay, that is the point, and you only need 3 people to come together, unlock their personal key, and then use that personal key to create the main master key. Got it? Cool. Makes sense, everyone? Now write out the 8 shard files encrypted with the respective passphrases, and to reconstruct you only take 3 people, ask each of the respective owners to put their passphrases, decrypt the shard files, and reconstruct the polynomial, evaluate for x equals 0, that is what we did, y-intercept x equals 0, to get the key. Launch the crypt server with the key. Seems simple enough, guys. Everyone, we good? Let me know. Are we good? Everything is fine at this point. I'm going to take a drinks break. Okay, I'm so glad everyone is enjoying mathematics. This has to be my favorite live stream. Okay, cool. Netstock is a bit more excited. Okay, now one design detail here is that each shard file also stored a message authentication code. Okay, of its passphrase to make sure we could identify when someone mistyped their passphrase. So the key shard also has this feature that if someone is mistyping the password, it will tell you because there's a hash that, hey, you are mistyping the password, just try it again. It's there, the information is there, that's okay. Because the hash is a one-way function, guys. Mountain Dew, Pepsi bottle, you guys remember, right? Flashbacks. But it's there just to let you know that, hey, your passphrase might be wrong, try it again. These tests ran hundreds and hundreds of times on both Linux and Solaris to make sure I did not screw up some big little issue. It all worked perfectly. A month or so later, after, see, guys, remember this, whenever there's a type of big change happening in a company, you guys might be, because you're students right now, you might think, oh, just write the script, do it. No, even in my company, if I introduce a documentation or something, it takes hours and hours and hours and hours of testing. It takes hours and hours and hours of multiple testing, right? A lot of different people are on a lot of different computers. That is one of the reasons that you will see at many software companies, you not only have a Windows, you also have a Mac OS, you also have a Linux, you also have Android, and you have iPhone. It is to make sure that it works on every single device. Okay, we're good. Let's come back. So a month or so later, the night of the key splitting party was upon us. We were finally going to close out the last vulnerability and be secure, feeling as if you know yeah, that was strategic timing. Feeling as if I was about to turn my fellow shard holders into sign mix. I gathered them around my desktop as PayPal's front page began supporting the "We are down for maintenance and we'll be back soon." Obviously, if you're doing some sort of changes in the system, you have to go down for maintenance. That is one of the reasons that you get messages from your banks, messages from a lot of different things that, hey, you're down for maintenance. This is how it works actually. Okay, the night before, I solemnly generated the new master key and securely copied it to the crypt server. Now, while Push It by Salt and Pera bled from someone's desktop speakers, it's a song, the automated deployment script copied the shard files to their destination. While each of us took turns carefully entering our elaborated passphrases at a specifically selected keyboard, Paul shut down the main database and decrypted the payment credentials table and then ran the script to re-encrypt with the new key. Some minutes later, the database was running smoothly again with the newly encrypted table without incident. What is happening is they took the original crypt server, they had original stuff, key, which was not Shami secret sharing. They decrypted it, And now they added all of their passphrases and they generated a new key, used that to encrypt. Everything is running smoothly. The database is good. It's encrypted. It is running. All that was left was to restore the master key from its shard and launch the new, even more secure cryptographic service. The three of us entered our passphrases to be met with the error message I haven't seen in weeks. Sorry, one or more wrong passphrases can't reconstruct the key. Goodbye. Surely, one of us screwed up typing. No big deal, we will do it again. No dice, no dice again, and again, and again, even after we tried numerous combinations of the three people necessary to decrypt. Now, out of 8 people, they were getting 3 people, maybe someone put the wrong password. You can feel the anxiety because that database contains hundreds of millions of credit cards. You are a normal software engineer, your entire company is on the line. Imagine being that person going to your manager and be like, hey, listen, I might have fucked up, right? And it's not like you deleted a small database. No, it's your entire business. Imagine being this dude at 3 p.m., 3 a.m. at the night. It's crazy. Those 8 people, now you're rotating people like, hey, maybe you three tried the passphrases. Maybe there's something wrong with your passphrase because some is secret sharing. You can take any 3 people. They're trying it on and on and on and on and on. It's not working. It's not. Minutes passed, confusion grew, tension rose rapidly. There was nothing to do except to hit rewind to grab the master key from the file still sitting on the crypt server, split it again, generate new shards, choose passphrases, and get it done. Not a great feeling to have your first launch go wrong. That's okay. You still have the key. You generate it again. But not a huge deal either. It will be all okay in a minute or two. The key was on the crypt server, right? You can just generate it again. That's okay. A cursory look at the master key file date told me that no, it wouldn't be okay at all. The file sitting on the crypt server wasn't from last night. It was created just a few minutes ago. During the salt and pepper theme push from the stage, we overrode the original master key file with the stage version. Whatever key that was, it wasn't the one I generated day before. Only one copy existed. The one copy the one copy to crypt server from my computer to the night before. 0 copies existed. Now, not only that, the push script appears to have also wiped out the backup of the old key. So the database backups we have encrypted with the old key are useless. Not only the backups are gone, the current server, which was supposed to have the key, got overwritten by the new key. It's gone. The keys are gone. You can't get the data. There's no backup. You can't decrypt it. You can't do anything. The only way is you have to figure out the decryption using your Shami secret sheet different shards. What do we do? Straight we have 8 shard files that are apparently that we can't apparently cannot use to restore the master key, and 0 master key backups. The database is running, but its secret data cannot be accessed. I leave it to your imagination to conjure up what was going through my head that night as I stared into the black screen, willing that the shards to work. After half a decade of trying to make something of myself, imagine you're coming from your college. Instead of just going to Microsoft or IBM after graduation, I had just destroyed my first successful startup in the most spectacular fashion. Still, the idea of what if we all just continuously screwed up our passphrases swirled around my brain. Like maybe, you were just messing up your passphrase. Maybe you were just making a mistake. It was an easy check to perform. Thanks to the included Max, I added a single printf debug statement into the shard reconstruction code. And instead of printing out a summary error that, hey, one or more code are, having issues, this specific, like he's just added a single line to make sure that every single time a shard is being reconstructed, it will tell you which was the issue one, which is actually being reconstructed, which is not being reconstructed. The code now showed if the passphrase entered matched the authentication code stored in the shard file. They have a hash. Remember, they have a hash. So now they're checking individually which is the password that is failing, right? I compiled the new code directly onto the crypt server in direct contravention of all the reasonable security practices. You see, once again, there are practices you cannot directly copy your code live onto the server. You cannot. But what did they have to lose? Entering my own passphrase, I promptly got bad passphrase. Error, I just added to the code. Like he added that line, bad passphrase. It was his print statement. Well, that's just great. I knew my passphrase was correct. I had it written down on a post-it note. I had planned to rip hours ago. Once you write it, they're supposed to like rip it, but he still has it obviously because it wasn't working. Another person, same error. They're going through one by one by one by one. Finally, the last person, JK, entered his passphrase, no error. The key still did not reconstruct correctly. I got the goodbye, but something worked. I turned to the engineer and said, "What did you just type in that worked?" None of the passwords work. Only one passphrase was working. Okay. JK, whoever this dude is, his passphrase was working. But the key wouldn't get reconstructed because 7 passwords are wrong. Only his password is working. Why? You might be thinking, I want you guys to take a guess why that could be the case. Like his password was working. There are 7 engineers, right? This person's password was working. Imagine what would you do in that situation? One password is not enough. One secret is not enough to decrypt the whole thing. But one was working. That's good. I am strategic timeout to drink Mountain Dew. I'm tired from speaking. But yeah. Okay, we still have viewership. 14 people watching. Cool. Okay. So after a second of embarrassed mumbling, he admitted to choosing the password as assword. Yes, with dollar signs. Assword. That was his password. As his passphrase. God, I asked everyone interested with a gave task of relaunching Crypt server to pick really hard to guess passphrases, and this guy he used assword as his password. Assword. He was supposed to use a secret password. He used assword, but it was working. That password was working. Why? I sprinted around half-lift office, grabbing the rest of the shard holders, demanding that they tell me their passphrases. Right? No one is supposed to tell the passphrase, but this was an emergency. They're asking, hey, you tell me your passphrase. They tell me the passphrases. Everyone else had picked much lengthier passages of text or numbers. Once again, it could be a really long thing. I manually tested each and none of them decrypted correctly, except for assword. What was it? What was going on? What was it? A lightning bolt hit me, and I sprinted back to my own cubicle in the far corner, unlocked the screen, and typed man get pass. What is that? Okay. If I'm going to open my terminal, and if you say man get pass, man means manual page. For get pass, that's a specific library. Now, if you look at it, it doesn't look anything crazy. It's just a simple library that one might use in C language, right? So get pass function displays a password may be up to password length. Currently 128 characters in length, blah, 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 blah. That's any additional characters in the terminating new line character are discarded. Okay. The password may be up to, this is the password length, which is currently 128 characters in length. Any additional characters and the terminating uline character are discarded. Let's look at what this means. While logging into CryptServer in another window and doing exactly the same thing, I saw exactly what I needed to see. Today, should you try to read up the programmer's manual or the man page on GetPass, you will find it has been long declared obsolete and replaced with a more intelligent alternative in nearly all flavors of modern Unix. What am I talking about? It will make sense. But back then, if you wanted to collect some information from keyboard without printing what is being typed, okay, so that's the thing on Linux. When you're typing a password, it doesn't show up, right? So you need a specific method for that. That was get pass. keyboard without printing what is being typed onto the screen and remain uh, POSIX compliant, GetPass did the trick. Other than a few standard file manipulation system calls, GetPass was the only operating system service call I used to ensure clean portability between Linux and Solaris, except it wasn't completely clean. Plain as day, there it was. The manual pages in identical, except Solaris had a special feature. Any passphrase entered that was longer than 8 characters long was automatically reduced to that length anyway. Who needs long passwords? So what happened is every single passphrase was getting tourniqueted to 8 characters. The reason as word was working is because as word a dollar sign word is 7 characters. That worked because it's less than 8 characters. That is what the function was doing. Anything longer than that, it was cutting it off at 8 characters. So all the passphrases that everyone else put in, they got cut at exactly 8 characters. How stupid is that? And they would have never figured it out except for if the password wouldn't be something, something known as password. How crazy is that, guys? I think it's fucking hilarious. Whatever. I seemed like a wounded animal. We generated the key on my Linux desktop and entered our novel length passphrases right there, attempting to restore them on a Solaris machine where they were being clipped down to 8 characters long would never work. Except, of course, for as word. That one was fine. Rest was an exercise in high speed coding and some entirely off protocol file moving. We reconstructed a master key on my machine. All of our passphrases worked fine, copied the file to the Solaris running crypto server, resplit it there with very short passphrases, okay, reconstructed it successfully. PayPal was up and running again like nothing ever happened. By the time our unsuspecting colleagues rolled back into office, I was starting to doze on the floor of my cubicle, and that was that. When someone asked me later that day why we took so long to bring the site back up, I'd simply respond with, shoulda RTFM. Okay, RTFM, for those who don't know, means read the fucking manual. They should have read the fucking manual. That's literally what it means. So, read the fucking manual indeed. P.S. A few hours later, John, our general counsel, stopped by my cubicle to ask me something. The day before, I apparently gave him a sealed envelope and asked him to store it in his safe for 24 hours without explaining myself. He wanted to know what to do with it. Now, 24 hours have passed. Ha! I forgot all about it. But in about what if it doesn't work paranoia, I printed out the base 64 encoded master key when we had generated it the night before, stuffed it in an envelope, and gave it to John for safekeeping. We shredded it together without opening and laughed about what could have never actually been a company ending event. Okay, they already had a key. He gave it to his friend. He just forgot about it. There would always be a master key backup. It just makes it more funny. Uh, PPS, if you are thinking of all the ways this whole SSS design is horribly insecure, it had some real flaws for sure. And the plan to poke around PayPal to see if it still might be there, don't. While it served us well for a few years, this was the first thing eBay required us to turn off after the acquisition. Pretty sure it's back to single passphrase now. Yeah, that's it. So that was the story. That's one of my most favorite stories on the internet. This actually happened. This is one of my favorite articles. This shows the way programming works. This shows the way humans work with programming. I think it's fucking beautiful. I think it's amazing, right? Yeah, that's it. Humans make mistakes. Everyone makes mistakes. Read the fucking manual. Simple as that. Sometimes it's just a collection of modules that you use, and it's just so the thing is, in cybersecurity we have something known as the Swiss cheese model. Now, if you know what Swiss cheese is, basically a cheese with like a lot of holes. If you line up, the goal is that you line up enough Swiss cheese that all the holes are covered, but by sheer fucking chance, I'm swearing a lot. I'm really sorry, everyone. But by sheer freaking chance, sometimes the holes line up. And that's what causes a vulnerability. That's it. That's cybersecurity for you. Yeah, that's it. That's the end of the article. That's the end of the story. Uh, really, it is the reason I remembered is because someone asked about some secret sharing. I don't know how we got here, but hey, we got here. It was fun. That took around 30 minutes, I'm pretty sure. But I hope all of you had fun. You know, I'm gonna look at the chat right now. Somehow we have 17 viewers right now. I'm pretty sure 7 of them are like, Aman is still on. Cool. Yeah, you guys can start typing how shocked you are or whatever. That's basically it. I'm gonna, my back hurts now. I'm gonna end the live stream. There isn't much. Uh, Future prospects, as I mentioned. Community meetups are happening. If you still have not joined our community, check the description down below. Join our WhatsApp community. Hope you all had fun. Uh, Please keep the community engaged so like general chat exists because you all can just sit and chat. Don't be that strict, just chat. It's okay. It's fine. Memes exist. Please post memes about technology and whatever. We are not that strict. Um, Programming exists if you have any programming doubts, anything. Troubleshooting exists if you are having a doubt with something not working. But before you do that, always remember RTFM, read the fucking manual. But if it still doesn't work out, you can reach out to us. We'll try to help. Right? That's it from my end. Thank you for watching. I hope all of you had fun with the story and the article. I hope all of you had fun with the live today. No music today, you know. We'll try to do a new video very soon, and whatever happens, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.